TSA's National Conversation has been the largest ever consultation exercise with tenants in England. We promised that we would talk to tenants from Cornwall to Cumbria and Margate to Middlesbrough, and that's exactly what we've done. We've used a research company to do a series of in-home interviews. We've held 18 regional events up and down the country. We've used our pink camper van to capture on video exactly what tenants care about in their home environments. And what was really exciting was the local conversation events, where tenants and landlords spoke in their own communities and organised events to discuss the things that mattered most to them. So altogether, we've now heard from around 30,000 tenants, and we're using that information to now design a standards framework, a set of standards that will apply to all landlords, whether they be local authorities or housing associations, that will come into force from April 2010.
Repairs and maintenance featured very strongly in what tenants fed back to us about the National Conversation. It was easily their most important issue from what they expected from their landlords, and a key issue in terms of what they expected in terms of choice from their landlords, and what they expected from us as the TSA, as their regulator.
We've got a few problems to our block and that, like the doors get broken sometimes and takes them ages to come round and fix them.
My concern is about the cleaning and the repairs around my block. A few of the tenants, when they have repairs, it takes a long time.
So what we're going to do are two things. We're going to make this into one of our golden threads, making sure we pick up on this issue throughout everything we do throughout the remainder of the National Conversation. We're also going to do a draft standard on repairs and maintenance and share that with tenants and landlords so we can find the best way in which that standard can improve the services that tenants get around repairs and maintenance.
Back in 2004 we were told that we had some real issues with opportunities for tenant involvement and some key issues in terms of repairs and maintenance, and the tenant said, you know, we really want to help improve the service by getting involved and looking at what the operatives do. So that's why we started the shadowing system, and the tenants go out with the operatives, go into tenants' properties and look at how things can be improved.
We go out with plasterers, plumbers, surveyors, joiners. We watch what's happening, make sure that the tenant's happy with what's going on, and explain some of the things, why they're doing things the way that they do, and just put them at ease.
One of our initiatives was to go out with the operatives doing their actual day-to-day work. It tends to make the tenants more relaxed. They start understanding what the operatives got to face as well.
And a couple of things they've identified are we have quite a few missed appointments, and one thing that they now do is make sure that we have a ring ahead service and remind tenants that they are due a visit for some work to be carried out. And secondly, we were aware that, you know, disruption whilst works are carried out can be an issue for tenants. So the tenant said to us, let's have some dust sheets on all the vans, and the operatives can make sure they cover the work area, and it minimises the disruption to tenants when the work's been completed.
Some ladies are happy to have another female in the house, especially when it's a male operative. And I think it's benefited Hull City Council as a whole.
After attending several of the national conversations, tenants told us they were quite worried about the safety and security in their home and on their estates where they live.
I mean, at times when I live on the top and I look over, and it can be, when you see groups of lads and that, it can be quite intimidating for people on their own.
It's not a bad area, it's a safe-ish area, but there is a lot of children on the estate what do cause problems, which I think is an issue. And I think once the warmer weather gets here and the nights are lighter, I think that is going to be an issue.
There's not much problem with children playing football, and all right, you used to get little kids running around with football, which was fine. But then certain people that do live in the street, their kids are what, 16, 17, 18-year-old, and when they kick the ball around, it's only narrow streets, not that wide. You know, and the ball's just bouncing off the doors and the windows and stuff like that. They're in and out your front garden all the time.
We've had issues with our neighbours, and we've told the council, and all they have done is given them warnings after warnings after warnings, and they've done nothing about it.
The TSA has listened to their concerns, and we've made those our priorities. We want to set national standards. Landlords, can have different standards, and it's up to the tenants themselves to pick their local standards.
Well, we set up the Flights Football Club about 18 months ago, and it was to incorporate the children that live on the estate to actually have a sense of purpose and something that they can be proud of. And since we've got going, we've had many children have joined. We seem to recruit new members quite regularly.
Well, basically there was nothing to do. The football club was set up and there was lots of interest. There were loads of people coming down and having a good time, and loads of people have got on and made new friends and stuff. I come down here every week now. That's good.
The project was set up about 18 months ago when Kemble Housing, working very closely with the Flights Residents Association, decided that we need to do something about antisocial behaviour on the estate. So we put a bid together to the Football Foundation, and we were successful in getting £8,600 worth of funding to provide football coaching here on the estate, and also career opportunities for young people to take their football coaching and refereeing exams.
Well, it's a good club to come to, and you get in training for free basically, and you don't have to pay for anything. And it's actually a good form of training, coming together with different people every time.
They have a code of conduct they have to adhere to. It's helping teach respect for each other and respect for the people that actually live on the estate.
During the first phase of National Conversation, tenants told us they cared about the quality of their homes. That's keeping homes up to date and in a decent condition. And of course, in these difficult economic times, tenants also care about the affordability of rents too. So from now until September, we want to work with landlords and tenants to get the detail of the standards framework right. So we're inviting tenants and landlords to work with us, either through the National Conversation website or through one of the events we're holding up and down the country, to really engage to make sure we get the detail of the standards right for tenants in England. So later this autumn, we'll publish a statutory consultation document that describes in detail the individual standards and how the overall regulatory framework sits together. Following the statutory consultation period, in the spring of next year, we'll turn on the new standards and the TSA powers so that together with tenants and landlords, we'll work to raise the standard of service for tenants in England.